Okay, so welcome back. Now we've been able to set up our database and then we'll be able to create a table for where our users can post. Now the next thing that we now need to do is to start setting up our UI to like replicate what we are trying to do. Now we've reached the point where we can now like build the application just like what we want. So we just need to go to nairaland.com and then it loads up Nairaland. So this is the page, and then we are trying to replicate this UI. And then using Laravel Breeze, which is like a Laravel library that helps you to create user interface, login and sign up, authentication and everything for you instead of wasting time to start building all that from scratch. You already have all this design created for you. Now we need to go into the Laravel Blade folders where it creates all those UI stuff and then start making use of them one after the other. So what we need to just do is so in the Laravel Blade folders, we can see this place called the layout. Now this layout is what create the header that we have here. So this header layout means that whenever we are in a page, this layout should always show the navigation bar that we have here. Now, for example, in this dashboard, which is this place that is showing dashboard, if we decide to like remove all the content here and just leave only the layout. Now let's see what happens when we refresh the page. So you can see the dashboard page only shows this navigation bar of the layout, which is this app.blade.php, this stuff that shows the layout. So if we go inside the layout and then we start deleting some stuff, maybe we remove this for example. Now let's see what happens if we try to refresh the page. So let's try and refresh. Okay, so nothing really happens. I think that is using a condition because there's an if statement there. So I think we should check this. Let's see what happens if we remove this. So what do we have? Okay, so nothing changes. Okay, so let's check this part. So this part includes um another blade file. So if we delete this, it's very obvious that something will happen and then something will go away. So this is including this navigation.blade.php that shows that navigation menu. So very good. We now know how the Laravel Breeze application structure is. Now let's bring back everything and then save and then go back to dashboard of blade.php and then save. Now what we are trying to replicate is that whenever a user is not logged in, we want them to see something like this. But whenever they are logged in, this changes to some information about the user, their name, and the amount of posts they've created, some of the topics they follow, and all those stuff, blah blah blah, like that. So what we need to do is to copy this. So we need to copy what is in dashboard of blade.php. We need to copy it and then copy it to welcome.blade.php. But then when we do that in welcome.blade.php, we should be able to see what is in the dashboard because we are logged in. So when we go to not welcome, rather we should just go to the default route. So in welcome.blade.php, we are seeing what is in dashboard because we are logged in. Don't forget if we go to the routes web, which is this, shows the default route, which is the slash, the index page whenever you try to like visit the site and it returns this. But whenever you log out, it is going to cause an error. So take a look at this. Now it is going to first redirect to login. Okay, so it's just in that same page. So it says attempt to read property or not because this is the welcome page and then we don't have a logged in user. That's the reason it is causing that error. Now if we navigate away from that part and go to login to be able to like show the login page and then the welcome.php we've left that side. So we are able to log in and access all that. So to be able to prevent this issue, I'll be making use of AI because I don't want to waste time to start going to in the welcome.php and go to the app.php that uses the authentication and start writing all those stuff that if this is a user and all those stuff. So what I want to fix is that this app.php, I want to ensure that this app.php, I copy the information there. But then app.php uses layout navigation. So I'm also going to copy what's in layout navigation. Now I'm going to copy all of this and tell it that please make sure whenever I'm authenticated, just allow me to like see whenever I'm not authenticated, allow me to see the header. So if I go to the AI and just tell it that, so take a look at this. I want to just tell that I want to ensure, I want to make sure whenever a user is not authenticated, this navigation will still show in Laravel. Okay, so let me just open this in incognito tab. I think there's something wrong with that chat GPT over there. So whenever you are making use of it, I think there are some stuff that just so I want to let me still log that. I want to make sure whenever I'm not authenticated, I can still show this navigation menu in Laravel. So we are copying what is in navigation first to Laravel. So now let's say it's going to now reset this. So see what happens. So it's rewriting the code that is like created by Braze. And then because ChatGPT is very smart, it understands everything. Now it is going to know like allow us to see the navigation menu even when we are not like logged in. So what do we have here? So now let's copy this. It has made the changes and is now explaining all of that to us. So let's delete the previous stuff that we have and paste it again. And now save. I think in the app.php, we don't need to change anything because it's just calling the navigation menu. Okay, let's just copy what is here to it because it knows all this stuff if it has been trained. So take a look at this. Do we need to make any changes? So it's telling us what's expected and then so I don't think there's anything necessary to change. So yeah. Now let's go to our so our welcome page. And then if we try to like so this is our welcome page actually because we are logged in. So now let's try to refresh. Let's see what happens. Does it break? No. So now let's try to go to dashboard. It's still going to show the same page but with a menu on it. Okay, I think what happens? Okay, so we are not logged in actually. So we are not logged in. Let's log in. So that means it is already working. Let's log in. Let me type my password. Okay, so when we log in, it's going to redirect us to dashboard, and then you see this, which is obvious. And then if it's in the welcome page, you won't see that. Okay, so what's wrong? So this welcome. Okay, so rather not welcome. Sorry for that mistake. Anyway, so it should have been just the normal navigation because the normal navigation, which is in this place, returns welcome. So sorry for that mistake. Now let's log out. It is going to take us back to this normal index.php that we have, which is this normal default page. Now let's remove the things that we don't need. So let's go to the welcome.php and erase this part. So this part needs to go. I don't like it. So we just really want the navigation. And then let's see. So it says dashboard. Now let's go to the navigation.php and look for where we are not authenticated. So what does this say? So this is for authenticated users. Now non-authenticated users. So we'll say if this is for authenticated users, this is the part that includes dashboard that we have before in the dashboard.play.php. This is not magic, it's just simple stuff. So let's just be careful when working and just take a look at it. So we change it to the name of the site that we're trying to copy. So, but we are not going to be using Nairaland because of copyright or any issue. So I'm going to be making use of a random name. Just call it Nairadoc. So when I save this and then I try to reload, let's see what happens to my dashboard. So this is Nairadoc. Now this Laravel logo, let's scroll up. You can see the Laravel logo here. So I can just look for a logo on the internet. So just some free logo and say Nairadoc logo. Let's see, to just generate some Google will generate some random dog logo and other stuff. Okay, you can see one crypto related stuff on the page and see. So it's showing Naira, still showing Nairaland icon. But I want something more like let me just say, so give me a dog logo with a money, or just give me a dog logo with money illustration. Let's see. So we can just look for one of these. Yeah, something like this, more like all this crypto related stuff, crypto inspired stuff. Okay, PNG, no background, so no BG. Now let's see which one is PNG, because at times some of these images with a white background, they still have a, then it's showing normal images of dogs. I think this will be fine. This is nice, but it's using the dollar sign. Anyway, we can Photoshop this and change it to Naira. But then this is just for the tutorial purpose. And then this is not a PNG, and then I think this image is copyrighted. So that way we will not be able to use it. Let's take a look at this. This should be a PNG. Let's open the image in a new tab. It is not. Anyway, we are just going to make use of this. We don't care. Let's just save this image. Let's see, where can we save this image? Yeah, let's save it to, so let's just save this PNG and then we'll just go to where we'll copy it. Or rather, let's save it again because we have the forum created in our SAMP folder, which is htdocs, and then in the forum, where is the forum? Okay, it is created in documents. Sorry. So the forum should be here. And then in the public folder, this is where we store our images. I think. So we store our images in the public folder. I think this is where it should be accessible. So we just give it Nairadoc. So now we've saved this, and then let's check our application to see in the public folder what do we have. So we have Nairadoc.jpg. Now let's delete that Laravel logo created by the Laravel Breeze stuff, and let's see image source or image source. And then when you say source, you pass assets to it, and then the name of the image, which is, I think the path, I think you don't need the path, just Nairadoc.jpg. And then this asset is what links what is in the public folder to the blade file. So this is in the public folder, and then we need to set a size. So let's just give it a default HTML width and height attribute, which is equals to maybe 40. It's 40 pixels, height also 40. And then let's save and see what happens. So go back to our site and see. It doesn't show the image. Why? So let's open the image in a new tab. See what happens. So it says assets Nairadoc. Okay, so I think we need to pass this into this Laravel curly braces stuff. Set Nairadoc.jpg. I think this should work. This should work. So what does it say? It says open image in new tab. It says not found. Or should it be this way? Okay, perhaps maybe it should be this first. then followed by the assets. Now let's see what happens. Yeah, it worked perfectly fine. Now let's improve the size of the dog. So we can change this. We don't need this because we are not using the Laravel Breeze template. So just change it to normal old school HTML and pass heading 1 here. See Naira dog. So you can see now. Let's start styling. So we say I'll be using like CSS. Please don't blame me. So font size, old school. So font size of 25 pixel. The margin from the top should be about maybe 20 pixels. The font weight should be bold. Let's see what happens when we refresh the page. Then the margin is too much, so that should be about 10 to be in between that point. I think this is too. This is pretty close to the top. Let's add 12. Now let's see what happens. But then we have Naira dog, and then there's a symbol of dollar. Anyway, this is just for coding, so it's just not. It's just for a tutorial purpose. It's not something that we need to take that serious. But we just need to learn what we are trying to do. So anyway, we have it this way. This is it. We just have this simple stuff. Now we now want to like make it look this way. So it's very simple. We can start setting all this stuff. But then should we replicate the entire design of this site, or we should just make our own design? Okay, let's see how it goes. Let me just make it look that way. So we'll just do this is the default div, but then this has been using some styling by the Laravel Breeze. I don't want to touch it, but then I can just go to ChatGPT and copy all of this and just tell it and prompt it that this is what I want. This is the kind of design I want. So I'll just say I want you to make my navigation bar in this code to contain this info. First thing first, let's go back to the site that we're trying to replicate and copy all of this. And then we would go back to our AI here and paste this. Now, we now tell it the design style that we want. So we say centralize, not centralize, make the navigation such that everything is centered. The name of the site should be bold and the logo. Then all text should be at the center and responsive. Just like when you use this AI stuff, you just make your work really, really crazy fast. And then you start wondering how come, like, they've trained this thing such that it's really, really brilliant. Now let's see what happens. It should actually do its own stuff, but then we are the one that is going to fix it later on. But since this stuff, if you go to the site, everything is generic. Like this. This is more like coming from the database. All these are coming from the database. This is generic. This is from the PHP dates stuff. I don't know what they use on their own site. I think they use Python. So this is like a this from the this format from the Python and all this stuff. These are just like links. So say register or login with Google, which you can add all those stuff like that. So now let's see what the AI has done. Let's copy it, and then we don't have much time. And then we just replace what is here with this, and then let's see what happens. So let's see what happens on the page. So it just passes all of this stuff to the navigation bar. Okay, it's fine, but then it's not doing what we want. But we can still make it to do what we want. So what we just need to do is to copy this again and tell it that um change should not be wasting much time doing the UI. So change the display type of the container to flex but justify content should be center align items should be center and the flex direction should be colon of the navigation. This way everything is at the center. Now let's see the magic. It does the magic by itself. Let's see. So let's see what happens. Yeah, so that should be it. Now this should work. So let's delete this and just paste it and see what happens. So let's go back to our page. I think there's like is what's going on? It's kind of like a glitch there. Okay, so some of these things are very funny. So the computer is kind of slowing down. So I don't know why. But then this computer I'm using is a very fast computer. But then I don't know. I think it's from the issues from Mozilla. So let's see what happens. So it's Mozilla is just loading the page now. Some of this stuff they just take a lot of memory. So yeah, very good. Naira is perfect. Like what we wanted. But then it's still not replicating the design. But this design is kind of very old school and then I think this is even better, more enhanced. And despite this not being a modern design, this is not a modern UI, but then it's still like a little better than what we have on this site. So all good. We have it this way. Now the next thing we now need to do is to add all these sections also. So we add all these sections, which are the default sections a non-authenticated user can see. So we'll copy all of this because we've used some of these topics, but then we can just get all of this from the database table. So what we need to do is to like query the database by saying, do we still have much time left? Because I need to end this section now. If I go to my model, which is the topics model, I need to get all the topics name from the database table. So in the welcome.php, in the web route, it uses a controller. Does it use a controller? No, it doesn't. I'm not sure. It doesn't use a controller. So it just return the view, the default view. But then if we check the controllers, do we have any controller? So I think this controller is created by Laravel itself. So the best thing to do is to add something to this. We need to add information to this to get the database from the to get data from the database table, that is return view with some information from what we got from the table. So what we can just do, I think we can pass some stuff inside this stuff. So we can say use some model. We say use um app model and then we pass topic to this. It's not going to affect our route. Then we now say get all the topic from the database. So all the topic an admin create. So say dollar topic because this is the power of Laravel is equals to so topic is equals to topics is equals to topic get. It is any topic that is in the database table. Now we will say we pass an alias to this return view with and then the alias is that since we'll be passing an alias of just topic name or topic's name, whichever way we have it, comma, then dollar topics. So see what happens when we do this. We'll now go back to the welcome.play.php. Is this the welcome blog? Okay, so this has just been the navigation that we've been changing since. Wow, I'm marveled. So where were we before? Let me check the history. So we have been changing navigation.play.php since. Wow, I'm surprised. I was thinking we were in welcome.play. So in welcome.play.php, we will receive what we pass in the route, which is there, and the web.php. This will receive it, and then the alias name is what we use to fetch it. So we'll go to welcome.play.php. Rather, we should go to navigation.blade.php, which is navigation. So I think we can have that part that we have all those stuff. Okay, or we can leave navigation separately. Rather, sorry, don't confuse yourself. This might seem confusing. We just calm down with it. So we just need to come here and say, because we are returning this view with welcome, it won't work when we return it with navigation because we don't pass that information to navigation. So we are passing those information to the welcome.w.php, and we say div just some container inside. No, yeah, some container inside this, because this navigation is being inserted in the app.play. Don't forget, it's an hierarchy. So yeah, we'll now pass that. To say before this, rather before this, we say at for each, which is each of the topics that is coming from the route, which is here topics welcome for each. So what's the alias again? Topics name for each dollar topics name has topic. Now this way we then write something. So this is where we pass our HTML. We now say at end for each. Now let's see what happens. So we see dollar topic and then topic name, because or rather dollar topic, since the topics are merged, we are passing this to an array. And then topic name. So this is what we are doing. Take a look at this. If you go to localhost php admin and then topics, so this topic name, this is what we are trying to get. Now let's see what happens on our page. So you see dollar topic name. So it should be, so what are we doing? So it should be dollar topic name. So why is it showing dollar topic name? It's not going to show this because we are returning this now. So in web.php, this is what we return. Return view welcome with topics name, and then we pass topic into it, which is dollar topic name. Yeah. So let's see. It's meant to show. It's not showing it. Okay, so now let's just copy this code and try to fix it with AI and see what happens. So we'll just copy these parts and copy this. Okay, let's copy it from here to this section. It will understand that we are in the web.php and we're trying to do something. So take a look at this. I want topic name to show up in my view. Let's see what happens. Of course, let's see. So okay, it should be dollar topic. Oh my god. So now let me go back again. I was thinking this should work that way now. So it should be dollar topic, then topic name. But then let's see again. I think we need to like pass it into this curly braces. So that's why it's not working. Now let's go back and pass it into that curly braces because Laravel does not understand um the plain stuff that you pass. You pass variables into curly braces for it to show. So let's see. What do we get? So this is where we have the problem. So we have been able to solve this. Now let's carry this and pass it to the AI also and just say quickly design okay, just tell it that I am building a forum application. Quickly design a container and make each topic in an inline form. That is, they follow each other one after the other, just like we have this in Nairaland. Give me a beautiful design. Just pass this and then don't 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 pass don't use HTML. I already imported the navigation dot blade I and app dot blade app. Just return the div only with the style class. So see, it's very smart. So it's going to take that and just do what we want. So this is it. This is the word of AI. If you're not using AI, I don't think you're like you're not being efficient, you're just wasting your time. So this will have been taking years, like months, like days, because you have to start building one after the other, blah blah like that. So what's all this Loremi Pison? It's just giving us an example because AI also does what we call Asheju in Yoruba. That is, it does more than what you thought. It's trying to prove to you that you can see I'm very brilliant. So all of that, we don't need this caption. So why is this not getting to the point where we need to like? So this needs to go away. Just highlight it and delete. So now let's see our, oh, so you can just see it designs a lot of that. But then this is too much. We don't want this kind of stuff now. So it just created all this stuff like, but then I kind of like this. It's just that what we are trying to replicate, there's some more information that we need to scroll down to see. So is there a way we can do this to reduce the card so that some other posts to show? Let's lie for it and let's give it again. So our friend is going to help us reduce the card by reducing um, the padding of each looped element such that some popular posts would be in a different div and we need to show them. So we just want the card to be pretty small. So it has done the modified code. Let's wait for it to prompt finish and just copy this and see. The other magic it has done again, I just paste and just save because we are still making use of what we have been doing before. So it still reduces, but not that much. Okay, so it brought the popular topic up, so you can just see how beautiful this is. So what is the popular topic? Let's take popular topic out of this. So what we are trying to build, this is what we are trying to build. What we are trying to build is this. And then this is popular topic. This session is popular topic. So that's what we are trying to tell ChatGPT to do for us. But then later on, we'll still reduce this to very small because I don't like the way this is. But then this is kind of cool anyway. I like this UX and it's quite responsive. But then you need to scroll through all of this to access a topic. I don't think that is kind of friendly in the user experience form. So that's just it. I've come to the end of this because I need to stop at this point. So I'll see you in the next tutorial. So we'll continue on how to start creating topic and then setting up all those forms for a logged in user to create a topic and then we can see what they are doing. So that's it. Thank you very much.